All of our ideas about everything mean nothing. What could be funnier than that? When we've tried to convince ourselves our entire lives that all of our ideas really mean something and they're important and we can rely on them somehow. And just in one fell swoop to just admit that all of our ideas mean nothing. It's just such a relief. The label that is attached to nothing is nothing. So, within timeless awareness, the vast expanse of the basic space of awareness, it's never been made into anything. Anything that appears within it is it. So it's never been made into something other than itself. So when we take individual labels to be meaningful and significant in their own right, then we're only seeing a very small part of the picture. That's only one aspect of what appears, the label, only one aspect, without knowing that the essence of the label is the basic space of awareness, and that what the label imputes cannot be found to have an identity of its own, then, we know nothing. We really know nothing about what's going on. And, it's so clear that the way we think about things today, 50 years from now, it will be considered mental illness. It really will. It will be considered mental illness. And to constantly be obsessing over all these appearances of nothing and acting like they are something, and then building a whole world out of it, and wars and famine and all of these other things. It's really something, isn't it? So, when how a lion, even though they're enormous, they weigh so much, but from lying down, they can spring up into the air, that enormous weight, and cover an expanse and land somewhere else. So that's what the lion of awareness is like. By just getting familiar with awareness, the power of the lion of awareness, it's possible to completely leap over all of these ideas we have about everything. We can't do so by mentally examining everything. Where has mentally examining everything led us? Well, that being said, mentally examining everything has led us to inner turmoil and to outer turmoil as well. Turmoil within people and outer turmoil amongst people. When we just rest as the awareness that is the basic space of all that appears without separating out from whatever appears, that's how we decisively conclude in our own experience that everything is an indivisible expanse, a seamless indivisible expanse. We can't do so through mental understanding. Mental understanding can only hint at what the reality of the decisive experience of timeless awareness is, of what timeless wisdom awareness is. And whatever thoughts we might have about what we think it is, they're all wrong. Because it's not thought. It isn't something that's thought. It can't be thought. It's completely indescribable. Completely indescribable. So this is really good news that it's indescribable, because that means we can just stop trying to describe. Awareness is the essence and nature of all descriptions. The basic space of awareness is the essence and nature of all descriptions. So why not get to know the essence and nature of the description, awareness, rather than only relying on the description? In knowing the essence and nature of the description, all is known about all descriptions. So what could be better than that? This is what the word omniscience means, or all-knowing. It's knowing the two aspects of everything, the two indivisible aspects of everything, no matter what it is. The realization of the true nature of all points of view, the realization of the true nature of all phenomena. And this is nowhere other than in our own mind. So we're not trying to get something that someone else has, or we're not trying to change our circumstances to match the circumstances of an historical figure. Just wherever we're living, whatever we're doing, in the essence of our own mind, is the timeless wisdom awareness of incredibly potent benefit to ourselves and to others. And we know this when we rest as awareness. When we rest as awareness without describing anything, without seeking anything, without needing to separate out from anything. So it isn't a matter of there being awareness and then a bunch of points of view that are being looked at within awareness. It isn't that at all. It's the indivisibility of the clear light of wisdom awareness and every appearance, no matter what it is. And that is the only practice that leads to swift accomplishment, to just rest as awareness repeatedly for short moments many times. And if you don't know what awareness is, then it doesn't really matter. If you keep showing up here, just by showing up, you'll come to know what awareness is in your own experience. And then in resting as awareness for short moments repeated many times, it becomes obvious. And really, you don't even have to do that. If you expose yourself to unerring instruction, like the instruction in the Great Freedom Teaching, instruction that is so totally unerring, so precise, and so specific that all you need do is have even a slightly open mind. A slightly open mind, and just return again and again, and what will dawn in you as glaringly obvious and clear and fully evident at all times is the nature of your very self, timeless awareness. This will dawn. There's no effort to make. There are no tricks or gimmicks to employ. Just to rest as awareness for short moments repeated many times until it becomes obvious at all times is all that is necessary. There's no need to rely on anything else. In resting as awareness for short moments repeated many times, you will find everything you've always sought in anything. No matter what you've been seeking in different seeming sources of happiness, you will find in resting as awareness. And rather than it being something fleeting, it will be something permanent. So this is good. Now, it's very important to have unerring instruction. And what is unerring instruction? Unerring instruction is instruction that has led to the swift accomplishment of timeless wisdom awareness of potent benefit for the most people throughout time. And these are instructions that have been handed down from generation to generation, not by people to people, but wisdom awareness appears in each generation or in several generations, and it provides a teaching that is absolutely perfect for the people living in that era, spoken in a language that people of that era can understand, and providing a complete system of support for people of that era, whatever it is. So it's very important to know what unerring instruction is. Unerring instruction basically is that which delivers the result. Unerring instruction transmits the decisive experience of the true nature of our own being to many people all at once. So you see, this is much different than instruction that is just based on someone's experience, their own experience, or instruction that just talks about something and refers to different methods and practices or ways and means or gimmicks to kind of bring it into being. So it's very, very important to know the distinction between these two, because all of us here have lived for decades, and we all have all kinds of points of view that appear in our awareness. And some of them are very overt, we know what they are, and then others are very subtle. So when the more overt points of view naturally settle down by resting in awareness, then it's like the flames of a fire dying down. We don't see any flames anymore, but if we stir the logs with a stick, we'll see that there are burning embers within. And such is the case with resting as awareness. The more we rest as awareness, the more the subtle nature of points of view becomes obvious. But no matter what comes up, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to protect. There's nothing to defend against. Whatever appears is an ally. So there's no reason to think that it is threatening or can hurt us in any way. And we develop complete indwelling confidence in this, in resting as awareness. So no matter what appears, we're prepared for it. And another aspect of unerring instruction is that it always provides support for everyone who is facing not only overt points of view, the direct encounter with those, but all the subtle points of view too. So there's support available for that. There's no one who's off on their own in a land where no one speaks awareness. Have you ever felt like that when you go home, like, oh, yeah, I'm resting as awareness, but almost no one I know is speaking awareness? Well, now just like the lion leaping from one spot to another, there is a worldwide system of support for all people resting as awareness, and it's available 24/7 through the Great Freedom Teaching. And so this is very important, it's very important. We live in a new era, and we live in an era when we can be together in really miraculous ways. And so why not use all those means of being together to rest as awareness together? This is very important. All points of view that appear, no matter what they are, they're just like a cascading waterfall of light within light. They're nothing to even pay any attention to. It's only when we start to pay attention to them, in other words, we become distracted by an appearance, and then we need to either accept it or reject it. That process of discriminating whether it's something to accept or reject is the point at which we begin to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. If with the appearance of the point of view, whatever it is, we simply rest as awareness, then soon these appearances that have seemed so troublesome will be like greeting an old friend, instead of it being someone we don't want to see and we cross the street to avoid seeing them or talking to them. Has anyone ever done that? And then we just rest as awareness, and all these points of view that at one time seemed so problematic become like a good friend. A good friend. And so, there's still a subtle awareness and then the meeting of the good friend. But if we persist in resting as awareness, then soon all these points of view that are appearing, they'll just be their own undoing, and there'll be a subtle sense of awareness that's inseparable from that point of view. And this is like a line drawn in water, or the flight path of a bird disappearing in the sky. We're just resting as awareness, and there's nothing to be done about the points of view. They're their own undoing. And then with gradual familiarization with awareness and intensification of it, what occurs is that eventually we arrive at the point where all the points of view aren't even noticed in any way. They're just completely outshone by the clear light of wisdom awareness. So no matter what appears, there's never even any sense of it being something like a point of view or anything else. There's just the indivisible clear light of wisdom awareness, which is synonymous with love and well-being and tremendous benefit, tremendous ease within ourselves and as a magnificent display that we share with others. So this is like receiving an incredible diamond as a gift. Say a diamond that is so big you can't even pick it up. That'd be a big diamond, and it's absolutely flawless and perfect, and it's all ours. So, this is the outshining of all points of view. You know, this is like when the sun arises at midday and all the planets and stars are completely outshone that we're so visible at night. And so we have our diamond, but what does that mean? Does that mean we're clinging to our diamond, or what is it really like to have this diamond that's so big we can't even pick it up? Well, what it means is that when we have that diamond, when we truly have that diamond, the realization of that diamond awareness within ourselves, then not only do we have it, but we have the capacity to provide everyone in the world with the same diamond. So, you know, that's really something, isn't it?